this is it. I am sorry about the long rant at the end of the last chapter, but this is probably where the book gets. We're finally finishing it tonight. We're finished tonight. I'm gonna upload tomorrow, and then we're just gonna forget if this series ever happened because I'm done. I'm doing this recording on the night of the 25th because I wanted to feel like this was the end. I wanted to celebrate for the fact we are getting the series finale in December 5th because they revealed or leaked such, and usually these leaks end up true. So what's up, YouTubers one and all? Mine's Fate1987, and today we're looking at the last 4 episodes of Season 1 and the final volume of the Transformers Earthspark Chinese comic adaptation. This is including episodes 23 through 26. Episode 23, I can deal with a lot more than episode 22. Why can I deal with episode 23 even though it also sucks? Because this episode doesn't fully reverse everything like episode 22 does. So let's just get straight into it with stowed away stowaways. Literally, just skip this, move on. It's the same thing. Stowed away stowaways. We start the episode with Bumblebee and Optimus talking. It's like saying, hey, let's, Ghost is hiding something. And, they're working with Bandor probably, so I need you to find out what's going on. Get in their base and whatnot. Bumblebee needs to go on a mission. The Terrans are like, let's go help, because they don't want to leave him behind after episode 18. In which case, absolutely in character. Twitch is also kind of in character as well. And also, why? Why are you like, You got hit by the truck, though. Also, the truck driver is just like, what the fuck? Anyways, so Croft, Megatron, and Optimus are talking, also in Schloeder as well. And they're like, we need to protect this base, we need to lock it down, there need to be more searches, so on and so forth. Meanwhile, Bumblebee arrives, and Twitch is slowly following, because she wants to protect Bumblebee. Everyone else is kind of back at base. Also, she's with Nightshade as well. Oh, and Thrash. I forgot Thrash was here. Oh, and Robbie's here as well. So Mo's back at base. So that's saying something. And then, Twitch just jump scares them. You know, because, just add a little humor. Anyways, so they hack, they get inside. Twitch pretends to be a drone, which is hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, this is absolutely fucking hilarious. But, they get past the shields. Bumblebee is dealing with this dumbass drone. This is a kind of meh part of the episode. Then we get Schloeder. Schloeder is very uncharacteristic for this one episode, just to like say, hey, we don't want to talk about episode 14 and me shooting Bumblebee. Let's just brush it off and say, I'm a Bumblebee fan. Why the fuck did you hit him? It just makes no sense. It just makes no fucking sense. But that's the only thing that doesn't really make any sense in this episode. This is probably the worst part of the episode right here, is Schloeder. Because this also ties into Twitch's character development as well. Because, people remember episode 5, Schloeder's the reason why she started maturing more quickly and started being more protective of her family. And kind of went on this huge arc and whatnot. Of being ultimately the leader of the Terrans. So, do you think there'll be a conversation? No, there is not. There's not. Croft's like, there's an alarm, I need to deal with it. Optimus is like, there's no such thing. And then Megatron's like, deception. Consider me impressed. Anyways, we have all this stuff going on. Bumblebee hacks through it. He finds the space bridge. This was shocking when I first saw this episode. They have a space bridge. And then we get this episode's kind of just revealing, yeah, Croft is the bad guy. Which, I mean, was it not obvious based off her fucking name? Oh, this is the scene where it's like, consider me, Deception Optimus, consider me impressed. But, anyways, this is where Bumblebee finds out that this is just a fucking Goid. Or just Ghost Droid. Yeah, they're just dumb with names sometimes. But the point is, they all come in, and everything's starting to go well. And then, things not so much. They trap Bumblebee, and there's a big fight. Sister versus brother, so on and so forth. There's really not so much, but, like, they have to, like, fight and whatnot. Croft's like, are you kidding me? You fucking traitor. And I don't feel bad about Croft at this point. I don't. So they activate the space bridge. They go through it. And then this is probably also a big nitpick here. It's Thrash saying, we gotta go. I mean, it's Thrash saying, we have to go after Bumblebee, but Twitch is saying, we gotta go. It should be the other way around. Because Twitch had been trying to go and protect Bumblebee ever since episode fucking 14. So to have this happen again, but then you switch it up, it makes no sense. Of course, all the Terrans get out there alive. Also, yeah, and then we got Shockwave, an episode. So, yeah, then we get episode 24, Battle with Wiki. The episode title sucks, really. Because there's no Battle of Witwicky. You would expect a name like that to be like, oh yeah, it's the end of the city or whatnot. When it really is just for half the fucking episode. Also, Mandroid goes to the space bridge. And has like, yeah, I have this new device. And he's like, I'm gonna try to double cross you. Mandroid's like, nah. I did it first. He goes through the space bridge now, not the ground bridge, space bridge, which is corrupt red, and then goes through. And Croft was like, okay, I'm still gonna go after them. Anyways, Shockwave's, you know, the badge is on them, so they gotta run. There's a fight in the city, and there's all kinds of shit, and then it's like, oh, we gotta, call off before we got ghosts, and I'm like, I don't trust you guys. And then he's like, I'm gonna call ghosts anyway. So, now everyone's mobilized, and why was this not done in episode 19? Once again, the fucking inconsistencies never cease to amaze me. Or rather, piss me off. So, Shockwave gets knocked down, essentially. Then everyone gets held at gunpoint. Dot kind of protects them and like, let's go. Let's get out of here. The kids, and let's get the fuck out of here. Let's run. And then Dot's kind of held captured, so yeah. And then there's kind of an argument in the base about like, oh, we should kind of leave him there. No, let's wake up Shockwave. We don't want anything to happen to him. Shockwave wakes up. They're like, yeah, I hate ghosts. Let's work with them. Let's work with these Terrans for now. Keyword for now. We'll get to that later. Shockwave's like, let's call Decepticons in, and then all of a sudden we got this shit. The whole place is locked down once again. Dot comes home with Croft, and Croft is probably the most bitchiest she's been all season long. And they're like, oh yeah, I know where your Terrans are. Alice is like, okay, let's just go, and then the whole base place is surrounded. They're fucked. They're gonna charge to that place, and they're going to wear the badges, or they're going to die. And Dot's like, not on my watch. Boom, Shockwave just like comes blasting, and doesn't even give a fuck. Then there's a fight in the kitchen between Dot and Karen. Then there's pretty much, this is when the reinforcements arrive. And this is probably the best hype part of the episode. This is also the last time we see these characters as like this. Because for the rest of the episodes, after this is over, They're just puppets. I'll explain what I mean when we get there. So, there's a whole fight and everything. The two females don't talk. Megatron and Shockwave are actually working together. The only time they have to do this in this series. Shockwave. Shockwave is probably the most inconsistent in the entire series. I'm sorry. But, moving forward. Grimlock. Also, this is actually Grimlock's last speaking role right here. This is actually his last time he speaks. Which is good enough for me. But, Wheeljack does not speak much. In fact, he doesn't speak at all. They're done. Like, all the characters are basically done talking at this point. Even Optimus and Megatron stop talking. And then, Optimus just straight up Darker the Moon's the fucking truck. Actually, no, Age of Extinctions, because he does that thing where he, like, jumps from the building, plows through it, and the trucks go flying. So, yeah, that's basically the most I could do. Croft is around it, and it's like, this is over, and Croft's like, nope, you are. And then she gets infected, and then all the bots kind of just go offline, because now they can't even get it off. And Croft just completely goes full batshit villain here. And kind of loses her character development at this point. Because she's like, also, they're kind of like standing up like zombies, which is like fucking insane. Like, dude, give me a little bit more of this. But unfortunately, I don't, because guess who's back, motherfuckers? The Last Hope. This is the darkest, and not just in, like, color grading, but, like, the fact this happened at nighttime, but, like, metaphorically, this is the darkest season finale I've ever seen, besides Darkest Hour from Transformers Prime. Let me explain. First of all, Mandroid pretty much picks everyone off one by one by one. First off, let's start by bringing in two Decepticon Sharkticons. Blitzwave and Razorfin. One of them is voiced by Steve Blum, so yay. Then Shockwave gets deactivated, so that's one ally down. Then everyone has to run because they're all gonna run. And Mandroid's like, capture the humans. All of them. So, that's exactly what happens. All the humans get captured, and it's just... The parents get captured first. The parents get captured, and then the Terrans, 3 of them, get knocked into the fucking waters and don't come back. This is an inconsistency. Where in the flying fuck did they come from in the next episode? Because they just disappear and they can't come back for the rest of the episode. Then Nightshade gets knocked down, they get blasted, Mandroid zaps them, and then Mandroid captures the humans. After a pretty good fight between them, mostly. But, like, they knock him down, but everything kind of goes to shit. They get zapped, and then they get eaten. And you might think, oh, the ants are killed. They aren't killing humans in this show. Right? They ain't gonna kill any humans in this show, because they don't fucking kill humans. So, then they blow up the entire place, because Michael Bay. What I've done! Anyways. Alright, so, then we get Bumblebee and Schloter, doing the shenanigans. And it was like, you cheating, and the Decepticons, like, they treat us like animals. Also, Soundwave, I had Soundwave figure. Let me show you real quick, because I'm pretty sure you've forgotten by now. But, this Soundwave is also going to be inside of 17 days. My stop motion series will be premiering in 2026, so yeah. moving on. Late 2026, I should add. But anyways, so they all get knocked out. Then Twitch is like, I know they're robots. I'm just gonna murder this one. If this is the closest we got to Twitch starting to become the character that I'm thinking that she should be, then that's good enough for me. And by the way, what I mean by that is that, have you ever thought about it like this, where Twitch has kind of lost so much to the point that she's really starting to lose everything, all because of the circumstances? You'd think that being trained by Megatron, one of the things that he doesn't mention is his past, and not to repeat it. And yet, she's starting to slowly repeat it. That's what I'm doing in my rewrite, because I think it's a really good idea. Especially after what happens to her multiple times throughout the show, all the way up to these episodes. You know what? I might want to talk a little bit about that when we get to episode 26, because oh fucking boy, episode 26 is also the series finale. It's also the season 2 part 1 first half finale in my rewrite, because I'm only doing 2 seasons, but each season is 13. Each half is like 13 episodes, and half season is basically a full batch. So we got batch 1, 2, and 3 currently. And then we get batch 4, which is the conclusion arc. Because there really doesn't need to be a story after 13 episodes. 13 episodes will tie up the story, because really, what's set up here is basically all that needs to be set up. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So they free Bumblebee, they free Decepticons. Decepticons are like, nah, we ain't helping you because humans don't help us. And then, yeah, no, I lied. Humans do die. One, that is a very gruesome death, and this also shocked me the first time I saw it. And then there's like Schloeder's like, I want revenge. But like, why do you? I mean, I understand it's your sister, but there was no redeeming her. She was too far gone. And Schloeder's like, fuck it. So now everyone going to war, and we got a bunch of Nightshades here going straight to war, and they're all charging the space bridge. Also, this shot is just cold. Like, just him standing at the space bridge. And then this is where he's starting to find out that there's so much going on with this. And was like, let's shut down the space bridge. No, I think not. I'm going to take you down. And everything's like, let's take the staff. So, he gets stabbed and is like, yeah, no, you got the wrong one. And gets blasted. They change the space bridge to a ground bridge. Twitch is like, let's get out of here. We got the staff. And Mandra's like, okay, good. Bye. And they can't go back. The humans are there. Bumblebee destroys it. And they don't even know what just happened. They don't even know what happened to them. Also, there's only 3 of them, plus Schloeder. And the tower rises. The tower. The fucking tower. This right here is the best part. And it's going to be very important, because Last Hope Part 2 is the best part of all of this. Yes, the fights are a little bit clunky because they're gonna be fighting, shall we say, puppets. Yeah, this is what I mean by puppets. They're all mind controlled. Yeah, moving on. So, we get one last joke in the entire season. This joke right here. Optimus loves my music. It is so fucking violent and abrupt, but it just fits the mood perfectly. Other than that, the jokes kind of stop here, and then they're kind of chased by the Autobots. They get chasing the trains, and they're in the train yard. and they're all fighting, and then... Oh, not yet. But, it's basically kind of a good fight, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of weird. But then... Then we also get, This reminds me of, TLK. He's like, Optimus, it's me, your oldest friend. I've been waiting down my life for you. It's like, nah, fuck you. And then the Terrans arrive. Where the fuck did they come from? I don't even fucking know. Because they don't even say where they come from. It's like, oh yeah, we just came back. But can't you fucking swim? Can you swim? Like, where did you guys come from? I will answer this in my rewrite, don't worry. I hate inconsistencies like this. So, they take down all the Autobots, essentially, right here, with the staff. And then they roll out to the tower. Of course, we got Grimlock, Wheeljack, and RC all against them. So, Bumblebee has to face off against Grimlock again! Then the other Terrans are like, let's go ahead to this war zone. Then they have to fight against the Sharkticons. So that leaves, finally, the main duo that started the series coming up to end it once and for all. This, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be my favorite part of the rewrite, because everything that's happened to Twitch all leads to this. Pretty much after basically seeing her mentor / father figure, because, you know, Megatron should be the real dad too. For those who say that otherwise, go fuck yourself. This is a chilling shot right here. When I saw this, I was like, there's no fucking shot they had to do this. But they did. And then, Thrash kind of holds him off a little bit. Meanwhile, we got the air fight. Thrash gets drained a little bit. And then he gets free because of cleverness. And then... Starscream! This part of the episode. Give Megatron a little what for. This is my favorite. But also, this is the last line Starscream has in the entire season, so... It's great that he kind of gets revenge a little bit, so yeah. But then we get to this scene right here, essentially, where... basically they beat him down. In the AU, they still beat him down, but the thing is, Twitch wants to go a bit more. How do I do more, per se? Alright. Remember when I said that this is connected to TF1 for my AU, for my rewrite? That also includes referencing scenes from the movie. History repeats itself. Twitch is trained by Megatron. So, henceforth, she's starting to adapt all Megatron's traits and also some of the shit that he's been through, such as, for example, in the 3-parter of Home, she actually was, she pulled the D16 versus Starscream scene on Skywarp inside of the Buck Brawls. So, that was shocking enough. Of course, she's starting to lose people more and more until we get to the scene. Now, of course, I do have to spoil something that happens in my AU, just so this scene makes sense, and why Twitch wants Mandroid dead. Bumblebee actually is killed. Yeah. That is what's going on. Bumblebee is killed throughout all of this, and that's what drives Twitch over the fucking edge. Also, this right here, this right here of her being extremely fucking angry. And also her just laying down the shit on him is just beautiful. But that's because Twitch is about to kill him inside of my AU. So let's set the scene. Mandroid's like, I can spare you and we can rule together. And Twitch is like, what I want is you to be destroyed. But Thrash is like, what are you doing? You're gonna get us all killed. And then we get pretty much the scene where their last argument as siblings. Don't you understand? He took everything from us. I have to do this. Thrash is kind of realizing his sister's going a little too far, so he's like, everyone is still going to be safe. We have to do this the right way. Don't you understand? He's going to die tonight. And Thrash makes the mistake of calling her Mandroid, just like Mandroid. And then we get that scene. Stop! Yes, we are doing that scene. But here's the thing with this scene, by the way. What happens is permanent. Why is it permanent, you may ask? Why is it permanent, you may ask? Because this is Thrash's death. Thrash dies. Mandroid wins by killing everyone and taking their energy. And wiping them all out. And Twitch is the last one alive. And what does Twitch do? Tears him in two. And I'm not going to say more about this, except maybe one more thing while we just flip through the end. But, my point is, that's basically, shit goes from bad to worse. And there is no such thing as a happy ending, because this is also rust as fuck. Because this is the season finale, they gotta set up something for the end. So, this is where I came up with the idea, why not season 2, or at least part of it, is fixing the damn fucking extinction event. Instead of just be like, oh, let's do a magical thing, let's do a happy ending. No. No. This, obviously, is gonna be at the end of the series, but, of course, there's gonna be a whole lot of difference. But that's basically the end of the show. In my AU, we would have 13 episodes remaining to seal it all off, because, of course, we're gonna have one more threat to deal with. The Quintessons. Or probably a villain that's been kind of behind the scenes a little bit, that's been kind of building up to this very moment, and it ain't even Mandroid. So Mandroid might have been the main threat per se, but there's an even bigger threat that they haven't figured out yet. Also, no one's going to Cybertron in my AU. But yeah, I was just enjoying the hell out of this, because I figured this is a lot better than talking about this fuck ass right here. But yeah, that's all 7 books. What a ride. What a ride for the show. And to think we are now officially 40 days until the end of the series in itself. What a way to cap it all off. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking notifications to be updating all updates videos. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, Til All Are One. And still, fuck you, Sentinel Prime and Quintus Prime.